Today, I'm joining UWake here at the Miami Water Sports Complex for the Canes Classic wakeboarding competition. The problem is, I've never been on a wakeboard before. But today's challenge is to still end up on the winner's podium. Somehow. Let's get off the bench. Guys, as much as I wanted to come out here and point and say, can you guys feel the energy here at this pep rally? I'm gonna be honest, it's been a roller coaster of emotions out here tonight. Coach L, Jordan Miller, President Frank, they all gave speeches earlier today that had people laughing, cheering, and also a bit sad. Jordan Miller said his final goodbye as a Miami Hurricane. But this year, things were different. Hecht Residential College has the most Sports Fest wins of all time. But when it was torn down this summer, the school changed the volleyball court from hardwood to a material called Terraflex, which has a list of benefits for players, but the game changer for this team is being able to dive on it without the pain of hardwood. UM's housing department rejected our request for an interview, but explained to us in a statement that the RA contract highlights a short list of activities that RAs can't participate in, including NCAA athletics. Tonight's game is the Canes' annual Black History Month celebration. That means the squad is wearing special edition uniforms like these right here, but that's not the only draw to tonight's game. UNC bet on the youngest coach in D1 sports replacing the GOAT. And it worked. So who is Erin Matson? People call her the Michael Jordan of field hockey. She's a 4-time national champ, NCAA tournament's all-time leading scorer, and a 5-time ACC Player of the Year. After winning her 4th national title in November 2022, she called it a career. The problem was, 2 weeks later, her coach Karen Shelton announced she was also retiring. Shelton was seen as the GOAT in her own right, winning 10 national championships and winning more games than any other coach. So with no one to fill her shoes, UNC took a bet on letting its 22-year-old former star be her replacement. And now, after leading the Tar Heels to an 18-3 season, Erin can now tack youngest ever NCAA champion head coach onto her resume. Yo! Nope, I'm not just saying what's up, I'm giving you guys a name to remember. Last night, University of Miami third baseman Yohandy Yo-Yo Morales hit not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs in the Canes' win over Canisius.
The hat trick for home runs!
Yo-Yo, as the squad calls him, with the 4th playoff hat trick in school history, first since 2010, and more importantly, the Canes keep it dancing to the next round of the Coral Gables Regional.
There's definitely that moments ensue where you're like, wow, this is my life. This is really what I get to do every day.
You get to do things that no other student gets to do.
It's electric. It really is something that can change your life.
As soon as you put the head on, you become a different person.
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl.
Sebastian is a guy, so I think they'll be surprised to see that somebody who's not a guy can portray a male character.
It is a big deal. I'm a girl, I'm sitting here, I did it, so it's not that it can't be done.
You know you could.
The Miami Hurricanes football team is recognized across the country, and anyone who spent time at the University of Miami knows the most famous Canes fan, Sebastian the Ibis.
In Miami, Sebastian is kind of like a celebrity.
Sebastian, UM's big feathery mascot, means a lot to fans and the community, but what you may not realize is what he means to the people inside of the suit.
Being Sebastian has been the greatest part of my college experience, without a doubt, hands down. Nothing comes close to it.
You feel the energy when you get people pumped up. Everyone just goes crazy. It's awesome.
It's like basketball games or football games. You're just standing there and you have an entire crowd of people just cheering you on. You only get that as a mascot.
But it's Maddie's experience that stands out above the others.
A day in the life of Sebastian.
Even from the flock of Sebastians she graduated with in May 2022.
My mom always texts me and reminds me, she's like, you're making history.
That's because her journey into becoming Sebastian marked the first time in more than 40 years that a woman put on the iconic Miami mascot suit. But to understand what makes Maddie unique, we have to go back to the beginning, when Sebastian was just a hatchling. You see, Sebastian isn't Miami's original mascot. Rewind to the 1940s. Back then, the mascot was Hurricane 1. a 65-pound boxer. But in 1958, UM ditched the dog, and an ibis flew onto the scene. The original ibis mascot was created by a student named John Stormont. They called the bird Icky, but that didn't last. Students voted to rename the bird after the dorm Stormont lived in, San Sebastian Hall. So he became Sebastian the Ibis. For years, being Sebastian wasn't a secret society of mascots. Instead, it was a club on campus that any UM student could join. Sindra Sasso was one of those students in the late 70s.
It was no secret back then. There was no tryouts. You just went out. That was it. Your tryout was put the costume on and go do it. We had females, we had males. We were pretty equal. It wasn't a big deal. We did it because we loved it.
Not long after Sindra graduated, the group of students willing to be Sebastian shrunk. That was when the Miami Athletic Department took the mascot program under its wing, making it more formal and hiring John Ruth, a professional mascot.
I was brought down, hired to be the Maniac first.
In the early 80s, legendary Canes baseball coach Ron Frazier wanted a mascot specifically for his team called the Miami Maniac. Ruth was hired to bring that character to life.
The Maniac character is a little crazier. The Sebastian is more of a tough character, and the Maniac can do those wild and crazy things.
By 1984, Ruth was such a hit as the Maniac that he also began playing Sebastian, starting a tradition that stands today. One person playing both mascots. He also transformed Sebastian into the character fans know and love today, updating the look and creating new traditions like the Canes spell out.
I did everything for almost 10 years, but now with the demands on Sebastian, you need 2 or 3 people for sure to be able to make sure that someone can be at every event.
People don't realize Sebastian does like weddings and birthday parties and stuff. Like he can do anything.
But everything changed when Ruth hung up his feathers in 1993. Students had to step back into the suit. But this time, there was a catch. Today at the University of Miami, it's all about the U. But it wasn't always that way. Since the university opened in 1926, the logo has had a number of different looks. But in 1973, the athletic department rolled out something new, the split U. But the now iconic logo almost didn't last. Just 6 years after it was introduced, then President Henry King Stanford wanted to replace the split U. Students rallied to save the U, and they won. And in the 1980s and 90s, winning became the norm for the football program, energizing UM campus and bringing in some of the nation's best athletes.
I mean, it was such a great time that we didn't just think we were going to win games. We knew we were going to win games. And even when the team got down, we knew we were coming back.
But while the football players sported the split U on their helmets, it wasn't a part of their identity.
At the time, we were Miami. We were the Canes, and we weren't quite the U yet.
That all changed in 1992 when number 2 ranked Miami took on arch rival number 3 ranked Florida State. During that game, one UM cheerleader did something that helped turn UM into the U.
Bill Tagano had come up with the idea of, Florida State's got the chop and the Gators have the chomp. Well, why don't we do something with our hands for the U?
And so, the hand U was born.
We went to the band director, I think it was Mike Mann at the time, and we said, what do you think about playing the Darth Vader theme on third downs?
Da, 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 da.
We started pairing it with the motion of the U, the doing this.
And it was almost like a bowing kind of thing, that they were bowing to the defense.
The minute we started doing it, it just picked right up.
And you could tell it was the start of something that was going to be really cool.
Though that 1992 FSU game is widely credited with popularizing the gesture, its origin story is still disputed. In this photo taken a year earlier, cheerleader Eric Vandervloot is seen throwing up the U to fans at the 1991 Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, that picture, I know You can tell it's me because then I had hair and I had a flat top. And that was one of the times we were just, standing up, between something going on, and I was holding up the U.
But one fan argues he had thrown up the U years earlier.
When I read a story in the university paper about Tigano being the first one to throw it in 92 or 93, I think it was, I was like, wait a minute. I did this in 1984 at an FSU game.
Juan Valadares was a student at the time. He says that he came up with the gesture sitting in the stands at the Orange Bowl with his friends.
And I remember Juan turning around and saying to us that we need something else to do, and he showed us the U symbol. And so when we were chanting, we started doing that.
But members of the 92 cheer squad are not buying it.
A lot of theories that it could have came from somewhere else. What makes you so certain?
That is BS.
This is something that a lot of people try to take credit for, but you have it in your LinkedIn. You are the creator of the hand U. Why do you feel so?
We got the receipts, we got the pictures, we got the witnesses, we got the backing.
I've seen hundreds of photos from that era, from the 80s, mid 80s to late 80s, and you just don't see it as, now you take a picture of the stands and there are 50 people doing it.
But maybe they've been looking in the wrong place all this time. George Edelman walked into a new class at Key Biscayne Community Center about 2 years ago.
I started out and I thought, what the heck am I getting into, because I had never heard of this.
Then 75-year-old Edelman had just signed up for a boxing class? This class is a part of the national training program called Rock Steady Boxing. It was created in 2017 to encourage people with Parkinson's to exercise. And here in Key Biscayne, you could say it's working.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is the highlight of the day.
Parkinson's has no cure, so exercise is often recommended as a way to combat the disease's side effects. And while the exercise can have a positive impact on your physical health, the participants told me that it's having fun with others that really heals their soul.
It's not about only the exercise, it's about the family, the energy.
When you have a problem, like my tremor and all that, you feel like you're alone. And when you come in here, you realize, oh wow, you know what? There's a lot of people that have this issue, and it helps a lot. And you have fun.
Here's to having fun for years to come. Derryl Barnes, UMTV. At the Neil Schiff Tennis Center, it's hard not to hear Diana Coden celebrating after she scores. But it may be even harder to miss Diana cheering for and joking with her teammates.
She's definitely had a big personality.
But recently, she's had less to be so excited about. Diana is from Ukraine, where over 2 million people have evacuated since Russia invaded just 2 weeks ago. And with her family still in Ukraine, Diana is using tennis as an escape from that reality.
I think, obviously it's my happy place. So it's helping me a lot right now, I think, because those 3 hours, I'm just trying to think about just tennis.
And while she focused on tennis, her coaches and team decided to do something more. In their match against Clemson, the team unveiled a patch on their jerseys shaped like Ukraine, showing their support for the girl who's typically their biggest cheerleader. And since Diana can't be with her real family, her team is stepping up to act as one.
If you are looking for lifelong relationships, this is the place to be. So it's definitely bigger than tennis.
And while tennis is Diana's happy place, she's using the rest of this season to stand for something bigger than sports.
I feel like, it's my mission to fight here because my people fight in Ukraine, and when I'm between the lines, I'm also fighting for my country.